Hey, Superman fans, glad you stopped in.
What are you stopping for?
This is TV Crazy Man. In this video, I'm going to be nitpicking the 5th season of The Adventures of Superman, trying to find Goofs, and I found a few. This is the show that pioneered the superhero genre on television. Also, I've got a bonus goof from the 2nd season I missed the first time around that involves ELLIOTT the Beaver's Hugh and Beaumont. The episode The Town That Wasn't has an interesting storyline. In it, Jimmy Olsen is the victim of a scam where a small group of criminals put up a phony town speed trap, along with a phony town, that they move every week.
This is the rock I tripped over when the officer pushed me into the courtroom.
What officer? What courthouse?
But the question is, would only 3 able-bodied men and the older phony judge played by Dick Elliott, aka Mayor Pike from the Andy Griffith Show, how could they move the town overnight? I can handle believing a man can fly, but not 3 non-superpowered individuals moving a jail, a courthouse, and a large diner every week within a day or so.
Ridiculous. You don't take a town apart. I wasn't me too sure of that, Bill.
It doesn't make the episode any less enjoyable, but a little more of an explanation would have been nice. The other plot issue I have is, wouldn't people notice a small town disappearing and reappearing? I mean, something like that would be a thing of legend, like the Bermuda Triangle or the Philadelphia Experiment, which I wrote about, by the way, in my Time Cruiser's sci-fi novel series on sale at Amazon, written by Tim Frady. That's me. Oh, one other goof from that episode. In the very last scene where Superman is flying off, the image is reversed, causing Superman's S to be backwards. In the next episode, Tin Hero has a goof involving a seemingly magic hat. Just before Crook throws a lit stick of dynamite in a vault with Frank Smullins and closes the door, he tosses his hat in with him. The hat falls flat on the floor, upright. When Superman arrives, he looks in the vault with his X-ray vision, and he sees the hat is leaning with the top against the safety deposit boxes in a totally different position. Then, when Superman pulls the vault door off, you can see it laying upright again. And then when Superman walks in and retrieves the dynamite, the hat has changed positions again. Now, small goofs like this obviously don't hurt the watchability of the show, and you really have to pay close attention to see stuff like this. But it's fun to see how things can move around in between takes. It gives you an idea of how scenes are, or at least were, actually pieced together. And going back to when Superman arrives to save Frank Smullins, you hear that Superman flying sound effect for a very long time. It's like, is Superman just flying back and forth? I mean, surely you don't have that sound when he's just like hovering, so what is taking him so long? The episode Whatever Goes Up is obviously meant for laughs, and I love the ending, but I still found a couple of goofs. When Jimmy and Lois are being held at gunpoint, Jimmy pours the anti-gravity formula onto a nearby table. When the table floats up and then falls onto the bad guy, he drops the gun onto the floor into a puddle of the anti-gravity formula. Then in the next shot, the gun is shown on the floor that is now completely dry. Then when Lois picks up the gun, the puddle of formula is back again.
Pull the gun on him, Jimmy. I'll get the police.
Now, the second goof, I believe, is that the gun conveniently waits until it's in Jimmy's hands before it starts to float. Before that, it was just laying in the puddle of anti-gravity formula, just waiting to be picked up. In the episode Tomb of Zaharan, the view of the airfield through the airport doors is obviously a painting. It's a good one, though. They used to do this a lot on the old shows, especially series that were filmed in front of a live audience. Now this episode does have a great action scene. I always love seeing George Reeves knock down a wall. Reeves just loved knocking down walls, and who can blame him? In the episode Disappearing Lois, near the end, Lois, Jimmy, and Inspector Henderson are tied up. Next, the bad guys start shooting at Superman. Notice that Superman is in front of Lois and Inspector Henderson. And it's a good thing, too, because bullets are bouncing off of his chest. I'm not sure if there was a time jump or what, but when it cuts to another angle, and Superman's standing right next to Jimmy and Inspector Henderson, and if he were standing there when they were shooting, then Jimmy and Henderson would probably be dead. Lois Lane would have definitely been hit by a bouncing bullet off of Superman's chest, for sure. Let's go back to Season 2. I missed a goof from The Big Squeeze, the episode that guest starred ELLIOTT the Beaver's father, Ward Cleaver, actor Hugh Beaumont. Superman pulls the door off of Fur Vault to save Hugh Beaumont's character, Dan Grayson, who accidentally shut the door. Now, you can tell George Reeves is having to keep his hand on the door to keep it from falling. And he's just, I guess he's just trying to save the scene. But as soon as he has to take off, the door starts to fall. And you can see it falling just for a second. And then it's back to leaning against the wall, safe and sound, where Superman put it. I just have to wonder if that door actually fell to the ground in between shots. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified about future videos, and like and comment. Let me know what you think because it really makes a big difference. I appreciate it. And y'all have a good day. Thanks.
You get out of here, too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.